Hello everyone and welcome to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at how do you solve problems involving percentages. This will be the full lesson version of this video, so we're going to go in depth. We're going to look at a bunch of examples. If you would like a shorter version of the same lesson, I will link that in the description below. Okay, so if I say the word percentages to you, I'm not sure what comes to mind, but the two big examples that I think most people would be familiar with would be, if there's a sale of 50%, okay, everything is half off. Cool. And then the other example might be with sports. To say that, he's shooting 63% from the field or, something along those lines. There are certainly lots of other examples where percentages come up. But these are the two that I think a lot of people are familiar with. Okay, so here we go. Lots of writing on the screen. Let's take a look at this. So here's our problem. Let's do green. Okay, it says 18 is what percent of 60? All right, so here are our steps. Step one, identify the part, whole, and percent. And here are the clue words. Okay, these are the words you look for. So the word is going to tell you the part. So for example, here is the word is. So this is the part. Okay. The whole, look for the word of. Notice that I see it right here. So this is the whole. And then in all of these problems, there will always be one of the three, the part, the whole, or percent, that you don't know. Okay, so I don't know the percentage, and right, that's what the problem is asking you. The problem says what percent? And so it's asking you to find the percentage. So the percentage is going to be our question mark. We don't know what it is. We're trying to find it. That's the question. All right, step two. Step two. We're going to use this formula, this part over whole. Part over whole equals the percent over 100. And we're going to put in numbers where they go. So for example, we found step one, the part is 18. So I'm going to put 18 right here. So we're going to have 18 over. The whole is 60. We don't know the percentage. That's the question mark. And this is always 100 in the formula. Okay, that 100 never moves or changes. All right, step two is done. Step three, cross multiply. I've heard some students say this is the butterfly. Okay, so cross multiply just means you take this 18 and you multiply across times 100. 18 times 100 is 1,800 equals, and then you take this 60 and you multiply it by the question mark, which sounds weird, but we're just going to put 60 times the question mark. All right, step three is done. Step four is divide by the number next to the question mark. So you see how there's a number next to the question mark? We're going to take that and we're going to divide on the other side by that number, whatever it is. So 1,800 divided by 60, final answer is 30. Okay, it's an ugly 30. Let's try that again. 30 equals the question mark, so that's to say it's 30%, okay? So 18 is 30% of 60. All right, here's our cool clock for today, some Star Wars, which means that it is time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready, go ahead and unpause the video and we will check your solutions. Okay, now that you've had a chance to work these problems, let's check your answers. Okay, for this first problem, you should have identified the part is 4, the whole is 80, the percentage is what you're trying to find. When you put it into the formula, this is what you should have gotten. So this is step 1, this is step 2. Step 3, when you cross multiplied, you did the butterfly, you should have gotten this. And when you divided by 80, 400 divided by 80 should have given you 5. Okay? Should have given you 5. For the second problem, you should have identified your part is 45, whole is 75, percentage is your question mark when you set it up. Okay, here are your steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. And at the end, when you divided by 75, you should have gotten 60 as your final answer. Now, let's try this one here. And in this one, it's a little different because they give you the percentage. So the good news is we're still going to follow the same steps. So step 1, let's talk about the part, the whole, and the percentage. So the part, we look for the word is, that would be 4. The percentage, we look for the percent symbol, so that's 10. And the whole, we look for the word of. Notice that it has the word of, but it says of what number. So we don't know what it is. That's our new question mark. Step 2, when we plug it in, we should get 4 over a question mark equals 10 over 100. Step 3, when you cross multiply, so you do, let's do 4 times 100 first. And actually, let me mention this here. You could do the question mark times 10 first. Doesn't matter, okay, as long as you cross multiply. So let's switch it up here. Question mark times 10 equals, and then you do 4 times 100, which is 400. Step 4, we still divide by whatever number is next to the question mark. So divide by 10. Let me clean that up a little bit, hold on. So remember, we take this number here and we divide on the other side. So 400 divided by 10 is 40, final answer. Okay, it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these 2 problems that are up on your screen, and when you're ready, you can unpause and check your answers. Okay, now that you've had a chance to look at these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for this first question, here's how you should have set it up. Here's the steps, 1, 2, 3. And the last step, step number 4, should have divided by 50. Should have gotten 14 as your final answer. Okay, for the second problem, here's the work. And you should have gotten 70 for your final answer. For the last type of problem, this says, what is 56% of 50? So once again, let's identify our part, our whole, and our percentage. Let's do the easy one first. The percentage, 56, because they tell us there's a percentage symbol. For the part, we look for the word is. Notice that the is here. Okay, it can't be this. That's the percentage. So it says what is, right? So this is actually our question mark now. We don't know what the part is. And the whole is 50. So when we plug this in, it's going to look like this. Question mark over 50 equals 56 over 100. Let's cross multiply. So we do question mark times 100. 50 times 56 is 2,800. So I did 50 times 56. And then we divide by not like that. Divide by 100 over here, and we get question mark equals 28, final answer. Okay, it's time for you to practice these last types of problems that you learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these problems on your own, and when you're ready, go ahead and unpause and we will check your solutions. Okay, now that you've had a chance to try these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, here is the work. You should have ended up with a final answer of 17. And for number 2, here's the work. You should have ended up with your final answer of 9. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.